You know the stereotype, right? That runners are all skinny, maybe a little weak, basically just legs and lungs. Well, what if I told you that's one of the biggest myths in all of fitness? Today, we're going to bust that myth wide open. And that's the absolute truth. I mean, just look at any elite runner on an Olympic track. Sure, they're lean, but they are absolutely sculpted. That's not extra weight they're carrying around. No, that is functional, powerful muscle that is literally propelling them forward with every single stride. So where does this idea even come from? Well, it probably comes from comparing a distance runner's body to, say, a powerlifter's. But you know what? That's like comparing a cheetah to a rhino. They are both incredibly powerful, just in completely different ways. For a runner, strength isn't about bulk. It's all about resilience, efficiency, and that explosive power you need. So let's just dive in and tackle this myth head on. In this first section, we're going to completely reframe how you think about strength when it comes to running, because it's not just a nice to have, it is absolutely essential. And that leads us to a really common mistake, thinking that running is just a lower body workout. The reality is, running is like a full contact sport with the ground, and it engages your entire body, from your head all the way to your toes. Now take a look at this. It really breaks it down visually. I mean, of course, your legs are doing a ton of the work. We know that. But look at all the other players here. Your core is constantly firing just to keep you upright and stable. And your chest and arms, they're crucial for your form, for your drive. If you neglect them, you're pretty much running with the parking brake on. Okay, so beyond just making you a better runner, strength training has probably the single greatest benefit for any runner. It is your personal shield against injury. And I'm serious, this is a total game changer. So, here's the bottom line. It's a simple but incredibly powerful equation. With every single foot strike, you're sending impact forces shooting up through your body. A stronger, more robust body doesn't just absorb that impact better, it actually learns to thrive on it. And this shows you just how deep that protection goes. We're not just talking about bigger biceps here. Strength training is like building an internal scaffold for your entire body. It fortifies the whole system. Your muscles, your bones, your joints, and all that connective tissue like your tendons. It just builds a body that is way less likely to break down. But what happens when parts of that system are weak? And specifically, what happens if your core isn't strong enough? Well, you can get caught in this really nasty feedback loop that just makes things worse and worse over time. First, let's get on the same page about what we mean by core. It's not just your six-pack abs. It's the entire center of your body. It's the foundation for every single movement you make. A stable core means good posture, and good posture translates directly into a more efficient run that uses way less energy. So when that foundation is shaky, it creates this domino effect. Your body starts trying to compensate for the weakness, and that compensation, well, it can create some really serious problems down the road, leading to what the source material calls a vicious cycle. Let's just walk through this because it's actually pretty fascinating. It all starts with poor stability. Maybe you start landing just a little bit harder on your right leg. Okay, so that right leg gets more stressed, so it repairs itself and gets stronger than the left leg. Now you've got a muscular imbalance, which, guess what, makes your stability even worse. And the cycle just repeats, getting worse and worse with every single run. Okay, that sounds pretty bad, I know. But the good news is, there is a super effective way to break that cycle and fix the problem right at the source. And this comparison here shows you exactly why just running more isn't the answer. Running is fantastic for your cardio, but it can actually make those imbalances we just talked about even worse. Strength training, on the other hand, is surgical. It lets you target those specific weak links, like a weaker left leg or an unstable core, and bring your whole body back into balance. So how do you actually fit this into your schedule without just burning out? The key is to train smart. The source material is really clear on this. You want to avoid heavy strength training on the same day as a hard run. Your body is already under a lot of stress. But pairing a strength session with an easy recovery run day, now that is the sweet spot. It's the ideal combo for building strength without risking overtraining. All right, let's wrap this all up. The takeaway here is crystal clear. Strength training isn't just some optional add-on for runners. It is a fundamental part of the sport. It will directly improve your performance, it's your best defense against injury, it solidifies your stability, and it corrects the imbalances that running alone can create. So we're going to end with this question, just to really get you thinking. Forget about whether you should be doing it. The evidence is clear. The real question is, what's your plan? Is it going to be some body weight exercises in your living room, a dedicated session at the gym? Your next step toward becoming a stronger, more resilient runner, it starts right now.